Hello everyone, Dove here. The 0111 update dropped. Oh my god, is it full of weird stuff. So not only did it change a bunch of my server settings, so now suddenly I'm my game is set to whatever base stuff was. You were just here a minute ago. Oh, there it is. And my meteor is back. It was just in the targeting window, you stupid things. Anyway, I can shoot it down at my leisure. I have another 9 days. It reset everything. I have an exhaustion meter. It's back. It refreshes after a little while. I stepped away from my computer while my guy was sitting down, so the thing refreshed. Also, my next star is 9 days. Because I changed all that. The problem is that everything's changed again, and I hate it. Painting is now a skill. They've added painting. And if they hadn't changed my settings, I wouldn't be looking at 9 days to get it back, which is a lie, because I've beat the game once already. We'll shoot the meteor down again, I'll give myself a star, and that will be fine. So the table itself ain't the carpentry table. They changed the GUI again. I swear I've seen something like this before. I don't remember. Every time that they update this game, something changes. They have to change it. It's made there. If I had to hazard a guess on who should take it, I'm gonna have to say it's the person with milling. And the reason for that is because in order to make all of the pigments and stuff, head on over here. That's the reason this is here. Pigments all get made at a mill, right? So you make all your various stuff, a whole bunch of new stuff here. Powders for colors. Sunflowers give you yellow dye. Where have I heard that one? I now have a use for trilliums other than eating them. I normally plant creosote bushes. Green dye comes from copper. Blue comes from berries, of course. Red's from iron, and magenta comes from urchins. So of these, if you want to make your world an ugly shade of purple, don't eat all the urchins. And they're going to have to step up the drop rate for seeds on a bunch of flowers. You're going to harvest them all. Let's start this here. Let's make... I have absolutely no modules in any of this stuff. Don't have painting one. Want to bet? Now I do. Bite me. Give me my paint. When's my next star? 9 days. Makes sense I just cheat that one up. Now I made art supplies, ink, and oil paint at the workbench really early on just to try out the painting. This is... I'm not sure how to put it. It's another skill that is sort of divorced from the skill tree. You don't really get anything out of it. Can I just put... Nope. Gotta wait for that one to get done. That's going to give me base paint. What do I do with that? I didn't think this through all the way. Really didn't. Base paint recipe. I want to let this chew through it for a bit. I gotta make a paint gun. Maybe that'll explain a couple things. So unlike a bunch of other tables, this one comes with its own storage, which is kind of neat. Mixing. How do I do this? Blue and a yellow should give me green? Gray. Blue and yellow should give you green, shouldn't it? Well, that's terrible. Give me 5 buckets of paint. Mixed 5 buckets of white paint. Okay. What the hell? How do I do with 10? Reset. Oh, I bet it used... Okay, I get it. To make red. Mix it. And then I want to make... I don't know. It's weird. It's all new and strange, and I don't like it. I got a paint gun. Let's make something missing. Oh yeah, this is the modern mill. I've seen one of these things in real life. This thing wants to be in a 3.8 tier room. The one time I've seen one of these in real life was in a field. And the other thing this update gives us is a whole new block set. This is Adobe. It's made of dirt and logs. Let's see, tier 1. I had to go check a few things, so we had to collect a few properties just to check on stuff. So because this is tier 1, the old materials like this. This would normally have been a tier 1 room. This is currently in a 2. So brick, mortared stone and hewn logs turned into level 2. Brick and lumber and glass are now level 3. Everything's got bumped up a level to make up for the new one at level 1. And I had to go around the world, so it messed a few things up. Okay, so drag paint here. Okay, that. I just saw it. It doesn't care anything about what's behind it. Oh, that's nasty. And this should right back into. Yep, just like that. These are some garden gravel. I like it. It's nice. It's only made it the Arastra, which I find odd. So you can make it very early on, which is important because now outside your house matters too. I'm going to turn that back. Nope, that's got to be a wall. It's got a very interesting block set. The walls don't generate the way all the other ones do. Like I put down a wall of let's do it here. If I grab these, right? And I go, give me a wall. Wall. Right? It automatically does what it's supposed to. It's Adobe. You have to tell it. So I just go wall, right? It's got multiple different types of walls. Wall is single block. Notice that didn't turn into a corner. Wall midsection. Yeah! Corner. Blanca. Now, I'm okay with this for a couple of things. What it means is that if you're doing this, you can put a building here and these two don't connect. If you want to offset your, if I tried to do this with QLog or anything else, on the inside, there would be a bump, right? Where it tries to, the wall decides what it has to be on the inside. It's kind of neat and kind of not. Because while you can get down there, we have a much greater amount of flexibility in terms of where the walls are going to be. You don't have that pain in the butt. Can't paint the door. Can't paint the chair. Can't paint the dirt. Oh, this is, get in here. Been asking this for so long, we finally get it. All it picks up is, it picks up dirt. It destroys plants off the ground. I'm assuming it can pick up sand. Yep. So if I had to guess, I'm going to say it's going to pick up sand, gravel. Let's make sure. It seems like it should pick this up too, but I don't know. Yep, okay. So it'll pick up dirt, sand, clay, gravel. What else would go in there? See, anything with gravity. It doesn't pick up stone, I tried that. Oh, hang on, and that took a whole bucket of paint. Can I paint you? Can't paint you. Thought it said you're allowed to paint vehicles. Maybe I need a different one. This only paints one block. There's a couple other versions. I'll have to go make them. Then we'll see what happens. Well, it took a little bit. I had to level up my blacksmithing in order to make the modern one. This is the iron one. So what do you do? It's one block? Is there an option? It says advanced functionality, but I don't understand it. Can't spray that. You clear color. Clears the color that's already there. Yes, okay. That probably turns down the opacity. Yes, it's not quite as saturated. Completely covers. Yeah, it doesn't cover anything underneath it. If it has some. Let's try this. Maybe you can see some of the texture underneath it. Thought it said more advanced functionality. Define, please. I can't seem to paint anything else. Can't paint that. Can't paint that. Can't paint that. Can paint place blocks. Can't paint the street light. Can't paint the rabbit. Or that. Or that. Can't paint the vehicles. That's terrible. So if I wanted to, each buggy gets you 1 block, that's it. Oh my god, that's gonna require a lot of paint. Yep, that just paints over top of it. It's okay for a splash. Let's try all the way down. How's that look? Can't even notice it at 10%. It's a slight difference. Whoop. I was hoping. You know, you paint vehicles, but it doesn't look like it. Well, it does add a bit of something. If you are the type of person who is inclined to enjoy color on stuff, that's different from what it normally is, you're probably going to enjoy this. I tend to pick things because of the colors they are, because I'm not used to being able to color them afterwards. But I can see the reason. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to like it. I probably won't do much of it. It's a matter of personal taste, but I think people are going to like it. So another thing we got, wall-mounted chest. Yes. Still can't, there's got to be a space between the bottom one and the next one up. So if I break this, try to place... There. I can't place it here because this chest demands to be a space above it, right? However, you can do that. They're not cheap. They are not cheap at all. They're nice looking, I'll give them that. They're iron. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. There's another version in the marketplace, which is something I'm not going to talk about because I don't know how it works yet. And the other fun toy is this thing. The injection molding machine. You can make furniture and plastic utensils. However, let's let this thing finish extruding a here we are at 1. Plastic. Plastic bench. It's a slight problem with it. Nowhere to sit down. You can't sit down on it. It's it looks hella cheap. It's got a decent furnishing value, but ooh, that's not attractive. The other thing we got is this. We're gonna segue onto a rant here. So each one of these machines, just about every crafting table in the game, has some kind of part associated with it. This thing reduced your ability by 5% per hour, and some may have different rates. needs these in there to work, and it will wear down over time. And everything has at least one consumable thing inside of it. I think 2 is the most of anything. They count as parts. This actually has a use somewhere else too. If you want to make the machine stable. Bars, gears, lumber. And then lubricant is made either at the refinery making out of oil, or you can make it out of tallow. Grease. It's literally grease. It's like it's another use for tallow. They kept talking, wanting to get into the consumable aspect of this game, where some people would make something, like you'd make a table or whatever, and then never have to make anything from it again. We just make stuff forever. Some of these make kind of sense. Like this is a hydraulic press, right? Obviously, it needs hydraulic oil, so that's that. And don't ask me what the gearbox is doing it. It's got its iron plates. Now, what I'm not sure is if you can use the slightly wore down versions to make anything else, because now whenever you make let's see, nothing needs steel gears, something needs steel plates, doesn't it? Nope. Something needs gearboxes. I've seen gearboxes show up on something. I think it was the screening machine. That wants servos. Everything wants something extra. I get that they're trying to make the game slightly more complex, because each of these things, you want circuits and cooking utensils. When you go to make the stove, I'm not going to pick it up. Right, all the cooking stuff seems to want cooking utensils. Except for this, which wants a rock. Because you need to have something in there that you can make very early on. Now, these things... So this is the new tool table, the new tool bench. You remember these used to be, if I pick it up, you can see in my inventory what it used to look like, and that's the new version. We've got some pelts, and some rocks, and a grindstone, a mallet, and a clamp, and half a coconut. That's an awl. This makes all these kind of things. And these are used if you want to repair something. I've used my hammer a bunch. So when I want to fix this, it's going to slowly wear down the tool, with the idea being that you eventually have to make new tools, which, okay, real life. Somewhere around here, there we are. Certain things give you back more repair. Yep, it's already has max reduced durability. Which, not entirely sure how I feel about that. I get that they want you to be able to make things constantly. I question the need for some of the consumables. Like the sawmill requires new blades. The sawmill, the advanced masonry, and advanced carpentry tables will go through steel saws. I get that. Some things would go through lubricant. I get that. The new masonry table... You know, it's the kiln, that's it. The kiln goes through mortar. Now, I'm guessing that's you patching up the cracks in it. Pottery table wants wooden wheels. Okay, that's the spinny bit there. Something takes a fuse. The electronics table makes a fuse. I don't know where it goes. It's put down as a part. One of those things. Right there. I haven't figured out where it goes yet. I've looked over all the tables, and it just labeled as a part. So there are these things all count as parts. Now some of them, the linen yarn is a part, quote, repair for one of the bows. Metal rudder. Why would that wear out? That seems like why the rudder would wear out. Millstone's using a couple things. Paper. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Paper. The consumable in the lab is paper. What this means is that in order to get into the higher tiers of crafting, someone has to take paper. I managed to skip paper through the entire game. Right? You watched me. I took paper just because it made a couple of shelves. And I think I copied a picture. Now, you have to take this. Someone has to take it like not right after, but about after mechanics at the latest. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to make any research. Right? If I try to take this out, right, all of a sudden, is it going to make anything? It's missing all of that. I think it's status. It is disabled. It doesn't have paper in it. So someone has to bite the bullet and take paper about mid-game. Another change. This one kind of hit me. Oh, hewn logs. Hewn logs. You're gonna. Oh boy, this is. Oh, around here. There is a workbench. Workbench. You know what you don't. You notice what you don't see at H. A B C D E F G H. No more hewn logs. Notice what you don't see at M. Mortared stone. In order to kind of force people to make houses out of adobe, mortared stone is now a masonry table only thing, and hewn logs are a carpentry table thing. Meaning, someone's gotta. Now, on the upside, hewn logs just requires logging, right? Whoever's got logging can use it. Right? If you're playing in a big enough group, a couple people will have it. Someone will have it. The other change, this. Now, I get that this. I've got the big ol' upgrade in here right now. So, I get 16 dowels out of 2 logs. It's normally 4. It was 1.1. Yeah, well, whatever. 1 per. Lumber has boards, nails, and flaxseed oil. The idea that the flaxseed oil is going to treat your lumber so it doesn't rot, and the nails hold your lumber together. Mortared stone has, right, has the material and the stuff you use to stick it together. So dowels kind of the stand-in for rails. It's another step. You don't get as many hewn logs anymore as you did out of your logs. Like this used to be, I was getting, with the server settings I had, I was getting a lot. So now it's all been reset. So I'm legitimately playing the game now. This requires 1 set of hewn logs, 2 wood and 2 dowel. You get skipping the math portion of it. You need 2 logs to make 16 dowels. So 1 log makes 8 dowels. You will use up 8 dowels, making 8 dowels, and so, yeah, you're not getting as much. The conversion rate in the kiln for charcoal is still better than double. Hewn logs to logs when making charcoal. That's good to take into account for the extra space. What I don't get is the added dowels here, but it seems like the chairs, all of these things they should require dowels too to hold them together. I get that would be a bit of a pain, but in reality you're only making so many chairs, doors, and benches. Right? Like these, it seems like they could stand to have dowels get used in a few more spots. There's things like, the ice box. I think it would want dowels. A lot of these things, it seems like they could, like this seems like it should deserve a dowel. I mean, the wooden wheels gotta sit on some, right? Just saying, they had the option to add extra stuff to those and they didn't. It would make sense if you're going to add a part, you should get more use out of the part than just one thing. The water wheels now require lube. I guess the bit being that's keeps the gearbox from binding up. And the UI has changed. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I liked it the other way. When it told you how much you had here, right? When you would, at a glance, you would be able to see here what you had and what you can make. Now you've got to click on it and then go through it. It does tell if you don't have any, which, okay, that's neat. But I got used to the previous UI, and I was kind of liking that. Cooking utensils for all this stuff on the upside. Plastic cooking utensils. Well, I understand it's a late game kind of thing. But they let you use plastic utensils that you can't show in your hands or nothing like that. That they let you use plastic utensils because they just count as cooking. Like there's no, it just counts as that. Doesn't care what kind it was made. Those cost really nothing but time. Right? Oil's infinite. I mean, to that extent, iron's not. There's no limit to the amount of oil you can pull out of the world, and barrels get returned at a decent rate. So while there's a slight investment of iron going into making the plastic tools, you get it back. Right? Just like you pay a deposit of iron and you get the iron back in the form of barrels you can use somewhere else. Alright, pal, you ready for round 2? Shabam! Reset my servers, will ya? I should have grabbed the camera. Take a second picture of it. How often do you get to shoot down? Whoops. How often do you get to shoot down the meteor twice in one game? I mean, without intentionally cheating, of course. Boom! I hope we don't do anything else over again in the near future. I'll see you then.